right, so one thing that is definitely important to talk about is why I am the best candidate for this position. And I figure there's no better time to tell you than being stuck in thick traffic on I-5 South during rush hour after dropping a friend off at the airport. Right now, we can all see that things aren't getting any better. I'm not saying they're getting worse, although maybe I am saying that, but they definitely aren't getting any better. And the challenges to fixing these problems that we're having, they don't change. There's no variables. There's always going to be party positions, people sticking to party positions. There's always going to be tight or cut budgets. There's always going to be bureaucracy and red tape. And there's always going to be resistance from interest groups that dig in and fight for one position or the other. There's always going to be people just at cross purposes with each other. And so there's no variables in this equation, yet nothing has changed. Nothing has gotten any better. So what that means is when it comes to the county council and who represents us, that it's time for change and it's time for a new approach. What we need right now is communication and citizen engagement. We need leadership, clear leadership. We need creativity, and we also need someone that has a lot of private sector relationships as well as public sector, and someone that has a very personal stake in what they would do on the council in positive outcomes for the county. And I bring all of that to the table. I feel like the past 8 years as a business owner, as a business starter and a business owner, and in general my education and kind of general direction of my life has led me to this moment, that to represent you in the most authentic way possible, to speak with your voice. I feel like my life has led me to this moment to serve you. So as far as the qualities I was talking about, communication, the first one I mentioned was communication and citizen engagement. So as the founder and owner of a video production company, having run it for 8 years, that was literally my job, was communicating with people, reaching out to people, and engaging new audiences. We did everything from talking about and highlighting conservation efforts, dam removal, salmon recovery, to helping veterans find jobs, to a lot of personnel recruitment for different government bodies here in Washington, like the Washington Veterans Administration, different agencies, trying to help them find the best people and tell their story and reach a lot of people, trying to get kids interested in scholarship programs, you name it, and there's a good chance that I've done it and done it successfully, because all of our clients became repeat clients. And we did get that engagement. We got those positive results. So that's something that I absolutely bring to the table and know how to do it. And I'll always make sure that you know exactly what is going on, because I feel it's important that decisions are made with you and not for you. The next thing I talked about was leadership, and that's absolutely absolutely something I've been doing for the past 8 years and beyond, especially as a film director. When you've got a big shoot and you have a large crew and you've shut down a whole train station, when there's been several months of planning and pre-production going into this, building a crew, getting everything ready, lining everything up, getting all the permissions, getting all the equipment. There's just months and months of planning, all leading up to 1 or at most 2 days of filming. And you only have that one chance to get it right. And if you don't get it right, the chance is gone. You won't be able to do it again. And you have to take charge. You have to be a strong leader as a producer, as a director, to make sure that everything flows and that you are getting the absolute best performance out of everybody on your team. And part of that means you built the best team. So I think a good leader is someone that when you put a team together, you have to know just enough about what each person on the team does and what's important to them in order to lead them, in order to find out how best to motivate them. And over the course of the last 8 years, I've interviewed over 200 experts, as well as just children, parents, just the average people, just like me, that live here in Washington. And so I've come to understand so many different professions and passions and points of view, that I feel that I have that broad exposure that will allow me to take charge, to get things done whenever there's a project, whenever we need to get something done. And this also kind of ties into private sector relationships.